Valentina Clavel was just 14 years old when Scotland voted to remain in the UK Parliament in the 2014 referendum. Many pro-independence supporters, according to The Guardian, October 18th, 2020, were very saddened and disappointed by this, as they have been working for years to try and help Scotland regain independence from England's rule. Now, at first, let us examine why Scotland is not an independent country, what is causing the sudden need for independence, and what the future of Scotland may look like. Now, at first, Scotland was an independent country. This was many hundreds of years ago, and there have been many attempts in that time for other kingdoms to conquer and rule over it. Wales was conquered by England, but there were many failed attempts for Scotland, many times, until finally, in 1707, according to Matt Rosenberg, July 1st, 2019, Queen Anne remained victorious over finally conquering Scotland's territory, and they have been, and England and the UK Parliament has been in control of Scotland ever since then. Now, let us talk about the sudden urge for independence by Scotland citizens. They have a very unfair and conservative government that does not put the needs of the people above their own. This is because the Scottish Parliament is controlled by the UK Parliament, so every decision that they make are a direct decision made by the UK Parliament and not the Scottish people. This has resulted in, for example, the hate crime bill, which was imposed earlier this year and has not been set through yet because it is too vague and does not have the needs of the people in it. For example, people like J.K. Rowling, they could go to prison for several years just for voicing their opinions on social media, such as Twitter, on trans rights. And this can have a great impediment on the people's freedom of speech. And there are many riots to oppose this, as the bill has not been set in yet. This was according to BBC News, September 23rd, 2020. Now, people want to be more involved in the government, just like here in the US. We have elections, people vote. Now, every decision made by, every vote, every decision made by Scotland is from the UK Parliament. There is no direct voting systems, and the people do not get really a say in the government's decisions. Now, the people would like Scotland as a whole to not have to obey the UK anymore, and this would cause many great benefits. If Scotland became an independent country, people could finally have a say in their own government and how they want to be ruled and what laws that they would like to be in place. This was according to the Office of Secretary of State of Scotland on June 1st, 2014, when the referendum was taking place. Now, let us talk about what the future looks like for Scotland. Now, prosperity needs independence, and that is evident. There's evidence of that all over the world, where countries have where countries have become independent and they experience a very large, shall we say, boost in their economy and all other aspects of the country. Now, according to Gordon Kemp, August 4th, 2020, he says that Scotland is a very resource rich country, meaning they have very profitable sea market. They are one of the number one in Europe of a source of renewable energy. They have many technology resources, and they have the potential to gain great prosperity in oil investment, and this would cause the country to prosper greatly in comparison to how they are doing now, which is at a standstill because the UK Parliament has too much control over them. Now, today we have talked about why Scotland is not independent, why is there a sudden need for independence, and what the future of Scotland might look like. Now, back to Valentina Clavel, she will actually serve in a position of power in the 2021 Scottish Parliament elections, and there are many hopes that this election will actually be the last one for Scottish independence, and everyone has their hopes up because there are not many obstacles in their way now, because so many people have come together to support Scottish independence. The only major benefit from being under the UK Parliament's protection is government protection, their army. But if Scotland was an independent country, they would be able to have their own army, and I believe that they will prosper greatly after attaining this independence. They have proven what they have to govern themselves.